So, stage 3. Uh, Stage 3, the boss of Stage 3 is one of my favorite characters in Touhou, and so is the boss of Stage 4, actually. There's a couple of characters I really like in this game. So here's one of the reasons that I'm using Marissa C, and it has to do also with why I'm so much more comfortable with Reimu A with her homing. You can attack both sides of the screen at the same time, which I really got used to with the homing shot basically doing automatically. And so when I try just like a straightforward focus shot type, I have trouble with the enemies spawning on both sides of the screen. Whereas with this, I can just plant the options and more or less forget about it. But it is more difficult to use than the homing, because while the homing does that automatically, you really have to plan out where you're going to leave your options to do that with this. And the other thing is you have to be careful about unfocusing, because if you unfocus for more than like a very brief amount of time, your options will come back to you rather than staying where you left them. Ooh, a little bit close there. Yeah, I haven't been paying that much attention while I've been talking, and I've made a couple stupid mistakes and gotten away with it, so I was kind of quiet there. So this is Nitori, or Nitori. It's not really a very proper way to say it, but that's how I tend to read it. She's one of my favorite characters in Touhou, like I said. She's the star of the first Touhou game I ever played, actually. It's a fan game called Fantasy Explorer Nitori, by a group called Desinoya, and it's ridiculously hard, but I kind of like it quite a bit. Yeah, that's the, not an official game, but it is the first Touhou game that I ever played, and I have had a soft spot for Nitori ever since. Yeah. And here we get near the end of the stage, and we've got these little fairy things here that shoot out crossing patterns, and we are to the boss. Plant these things, and notice how I'm trying to get one of the two middle things directly under her, rather than centering the whole formation, because if you do it properly, you can hit the boss with three of the options instead of just two, which if you just center the thing, you'll only hit her with two, at least while she's at the center of the screen. Sometimes she'll move around and it won't matter that much, but sometimes she doesn't, and it's pretty nice to have the extra damage. So Nitori is trying to stop us from going further up the mountain, mostly out of concern for us, because the mountain is pretty dangerous, and humans don't really belong here. So she's pretty friendly toward humans, although allegedly I'm not actually familiar at all with the story of Hopeless Masquerade, but apparently she can be kind of smug in that. I don't know. I don't know that much about it, but anyway. For now, we'll just pretend she likes us, because I like her quite a bit. And her non-spells start off not bad at all. The first one basically dodges you. Actually, on normal, they all pretty much dodge you, except for the last one. Nitori gets a lot harder on hard difficulty. On normal, she's really not bad. Although her last two spells can give me some trouble. This spell used to give me a lot of trouble, but and it still kind of can catch me. Sometimes I do need to focus to do this. Yeah, okay, I got it. And her last spell I can't do at all, so I'm just gonna bomb it once we get there. And like I said, you get a ton of bombs in this game because your bombs are linked to your power, which means you can hold up to 5 bombs at a time, and you can replenish them by collecting more power. So just use the bomb, but once I get back to 5 power, I'll have that bomb back. And let's see, so that was Nitori, and Kappas and humans, been friends since long ago. See? See? Friends. Oh, poor Nitori. So yeah, a threatening god has taken up residence at the top of the mountain. So here we get into some important plot details. And so Nitori is a Kappa. The Kappa and Tengu have been bothered. And they're kind of like an aquatic yokai, kind of based on turtle-ish sort of things. And yeah. So now we are going to the waterfall. The waterfall is sort of an iconic location on Yokai Mountain, which is, I think, the name of this mountain. So you can see I'm not really doing a great job of chaining my item collection. I'm not really that worried about score. I shouldn't have any problems reaching the life thresholds, but I should probably still do a little better job. And this part is pretty tricky, and it will be repeated later on in a more difficult section. It's actually not that bad on normal. It gets really hard on the higher difficulties. And the section later that's based on that is, whoa, that was dumb, is one of the hardest sections of the game, at least, you know, non-boss sections. And let's see, we're almost to the mid-boss, which is really hard for me. I have a lot of trouble with this mid-boss. A lot more than like Lily White from Perfect Cherry Blossom, so I just bombed it. And I got away with, I didn't get these quite auto-collected. So yeah, this part, pretty difficult. Even more so on hard, and I needed 2 bombs. I never really got in good position for that. I can do it on normal. I just kind of failed poorly. That's alright though. You get plenty of bombs, and if everything goes well, I should get my bombs replenished by the time we get back to the stage boss. So if you'll remember, there was a thing about the Kappa and the Tengu on the mountain. Nitori being a Kappa, and the boss of this stage being a Tengu. Actually, the mid-boss was also a Tengu. Her name is Momiji. She was a wolf Tengu, and the boss of the stage is a crow Tengu. So slightly different, but both Tengu nonetheless, and I probably won't get to full power now because I bombed here, which is unfortunate, but I will get to 4 power, so that's okay. And she gives a decent amount of power. This boss does give you quite a bit of power, and this is, along with Chen, my favorite character in the entire series. Her name is Aya Shamemaru. She's a newspaper reporter, and if you'll read the dialogue, it's apparent that she already knows us. That's because she was in the previous game, Phantasmagoria Flower View, which I haven't played because I don't care for it that much, and I don't own it anyway. Excuse me. But Aya was in it, and so we know her from that, and she also starred in her own side game between these two, called Shoot the Bullet, which I do have, and I've played a fair amount, but I probably won't let's play it because it's really hard. It doesn't have adjustable difficulty, and I've gotten up to like Sakuya and Remelia, and I'm starting to have a lot of trouble with it, and I don't play it that much because I don't think it's installed on this computer, but that's okay. And so she would like to let us go, but she can't because she's being watched by her bosses, basically. The Crow Tengu on this mountain basically have their own society and their own hierarchy, and Aya is a part of that, so she can't really do whatever she wants. So we're going to have to fight her, and she's actually pretty difficult. She gave me a lot more trouble when I first started playing this game than the stage 5 boss. So that's kind of unusual. Let's see. Marissa is asking for a forfeit instead of just plain old going easy. And part of the problem is that I have trouble reading the hitboxes on her bullets, and I kind of get clipped a lot. And that could be worse because I'm playing with Marissa, who has a larger hitbox than Reimu, who I'm used to, and thank goodness I got that bomb off. This in particular clips me a lot, but if she's really nice to you with Marissa C, you can take care of that really quickly, as long as she stays right above your options. If not, it kind of lasts a while and it's a pain. This is another one that's, if you pick the right lane, it's not bad. If you don't, it's ridiculously hard. So just kind of hope you can get good at reading it. And this is unusual. She has a survival card, which is, I think, the first time any character this early in the game has had one, and I might have been okay there. But I don't know if I had room on the side of the screen or not. And this is... her final spell is not supposed to be that hard, but I suck at it, so I'm going to bomb it. Now, yeah. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try bothering with that. Because this game gives you so many bombs. It basically discourages you from trying to dodge difficult things. In fact, I think the Danmaku in this game is actually pretty hard to dodge, but a lot of people consider it the easiest of the main Touhou games, just because the ridiculous amount of resources you are given, as long as you want them. So, like, some people don't like bombing, and if that's how you play these games, this is going to be pretty difficult for you. But if you don't mind bombing and basically are willing to play just to try to win, it's not that bad. Like, if you don't care about the style and just care about surviving, this is a pretty good game to try.